welcome back to Visionary World Chronicle. As we get closer and closer to Trump's inauguration date, January 20th, we are seeing more rifts between the Obama and Trump administrations than the rivalry between Kim Kardashian and Queen Bee. The most recent publicized conflict was President Obama's decision to abstain in the Security Council vote that made it illegal for Israeli settlements to exist in West Bank and other Palestinian territories. Since Twitter has now been deemed a very reliable source, we can conclude that Trump is very pro-Israel, given his exchanges with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. It has been concluded that gone are the days of confidential exchanges between world leaders. Many other unnamed aides have claimed that President Obama is trying to box in President-elect Trump after their many conflicting views came to light. As quoted from The New Yorker, according to the aides, Obama held his head in his hands after meeting with Trump, which I assume is the default reaction for most Americans when they meet him. Many Americans are worried about how much unrest this inconsistency in policy will cause come January 20th. Hint, it costs a lot. Next, let's head over to Christy Yu as she says hello to 2017.
2016 can be named as one of the greatest years or the worst, depending on who you're talking to. With the result of the election, people in America can say hello to 2017 with terror. After announcing Donald Trump as the winner of the presidential election, not many people in the U.S. were content with the result. Thousands of citizens in major cities such as New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago have protested against President-elect Donald Trump. Some have even called for a recount, which not only costs state citizens millions of dollars, but also takes an immense amount of time and energy. If all else fails, some citizens have attempted to immigrate to Canada. Unfortunately for them, due to so many users, the Canadian immigration site had crashed. Anyway, recount efforts in the state of Pennsylvania and Wisconsin have ended with both of them confirming that Donald Trump was indeed the winner in their states. His victory in Wisconsin helped him win the Electoral College tally. The statewide recounts showed that he defeated Hillary Clinton by a small number of votes, more than 22,000. In Pennsylvania, the results remained the same. Mr. Trump has defeated Ms. Clinton by about 44,000 votes out of 6 million that were casted. Green Party voters have petitioned some counties to do partial recounts, which only affected a few votes, county officials said. There were also recount efforts in Michigan that were halted by a federal judge after 3 days when Mr. Trump won Michigan by fewer than 11,000 votes out of 4.8 million votes cast. Let's give a big thanks to the Green Party for their requests and efforts for doing this, as the election results have not significantly changed. Votes in Wisconsin changed by a whopping 0.6%. I regret to inform you that the next president of the United States will be Donald J. Trump. Let's finish off the show with Diane and Tian on our new segment, Things You Should Probably Know, But You Don't.
Hello, welcome to our segment, Things You Probably Should Know, But You Don't. For today's story, a topic both Republicans and Democrats can agree on. And no, it's not that Mariah Carey's performance was literally the cringiest moment on live television. It's the opioid addiction epidemic that has plagued the nation for the past 20 years. In 2015 alone, there have been an estimated 2 million substance abuse cases related to opioids. That's more than the entire population of Sacramento. And doctors are not the ones to blame for this epidemic. Pharmaceutical companies such as Purdue, which is responsible for the production of a popular opioid known as Oxycontin, has heavily marketed the drug to both consumers and medical professionals alike, promising that the drug was safe and that addiction was rare. That's almost as bad of a joke as the Trump Foundation. Take a look at this clip from a campaign produced by Purdue titled, I Got My Life Back.
Since I've been on this new pain medication, I have not missed one day of work, and my boss really appreciates that. Lauren is there every day, so I'm able to be very productive, person again, which is really great.
And this is the same woman 4 years later.
I lost my job and I lost my insurance. So it got to the point where I couldn't afford it, and I didn't buy it one time, and that was the beginning of the end for me, because I could no longer afford it. But that time that I went without it was probably the most unbelievable, excruciating, horrible time of my life. The withdrawals were just unbelievable.
Not surprising Unsurprisingly, Purdue and other pharmaceutical companies were sued for false advertising, and Purdue specifically was forced to pay a settlement of over $600 million. You know you screwed up big time if you pay Ohio State GDP in fines for false advertising. But by then, the damage had already been done. Over 2.1 million people are facing opioid addiction in the US alone, and 23% of these people are addicted to heroin, a much deadlier drug, and something needs to be done about it. Both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump addressed this problem during their campaigns, with Trump more or less glossing over every important detail and blaming Mexico for all of our problems. But in all seriousness, opioid addiction is one of America's largest problems in the present day, and we can only hope that our new president-elect will push for policies that will help end the suffering of so many Americans. This has been things you probably should know about, but you probably don't. Thank you for watching.
Thank you to Christy and Diane for your spectacular segments. This concludes today's show. Thank you for tuning in to Visionary World Chronicles, and I hope you have a wonderful day.